Reverend Steve, keeping it simple, was still talking about false teaching. We're in Jude, and we're going to be in verse 12. And Jude has been laying out the case, and I've been using the book of Jude to help us understand how false teaching infiltrates or comes into the church. And he points out something very interesting here, and that is fellowship with them. There's in the beginning churches, if you look at some of the writings, especially in the book of Corinthians, many of them came together to eat together, to basically fellowship with each other. It wasn't like a church service as we see today. It was more of a fellowship. And people would bring food, they would join together, they would have that bond, which is beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thing. But as Paul points out in the book of Corinthians, leave your eating and drinking and getting drunk at home and don't bring it into the church. So there's a fine line there in many things, as we see in the church. And also in here, there's a fine line that Jude is pointing out. And that he's pointing out is that how deceptive this is. They're fellowshipping with you. They're doing all the things that you do, but their mind is not where it should be. It's not centered on Christ. It might be centered on themselves or something that they're teaching that they're trying to proclaim. So let's get into this. So I'm going to be in the New King James. I changed a little bit because I like the wording of this in the New King James. So we're going to be in verse 12 of Jude. These are spots in your love feast. I love that. These are spots. These are blemishes. And I think Jesus explains this best in the book of Revelations with the seven churches. How he calls to the seven churches. Two of them are on point. And those two churches, if you read that, that's a beautiful teaching within itself. The two churches that are on point are the ones being persecuted. Something we need to understand. A very comfortable church tends to drift away very quickly from the love of God and the centering of Jesus Christ. So let's finish this up. Without fear, serving only themselves. So you see that these people come in and come follow me. And I've seen this in churches. Follow my teaching. I have this new way to look at the gospel, new way to proclaim the gospel, bring in, this new theology. It's new. It's always new, right? But the gospel is not new. It's been around for 2,000 years. And it never failed. That simple devotion to Jesus Christ. So we have to watch out for these things in our churches, in our fellowships, and understand the people that we might invite to our family or our love feast for the Lord might have the wrong attention. Basically wanting you to follow them. God bless. Talk next.